What's up, guys? It's Gore Garden, and today we're going to talk about who I believe to be the most evil villains from Scooby-Doo. Now, the common formula with a lot of Scooby-Doo movies or shows is that the villain is unmasked and usually just sent to jail or whatever in a cartoonish way from a trap or whatever, but this is not the case with these villains. Most villains never cause any actual permanent harm or death to any of their victims in the Scooby-Doo shows or movies typically, but these have killed multiple people. Those two villains being Lena and Simone from Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. But before we can get into their crimes and heinous acts, we need to talk about their backstory. Lena and Simone, along with other peaceful settlers, first arrived in 1790. During a harvest feast, they were attacked by Moonscar and his other pirates. Lena and Simone survived by hiding. Unfortunately, the rest of the villagers did not make it. Forced into the water by Moonscar and his pirates, where they were eaten by alligators. Simone and Lena, after witnessing this, praying to their gods and being turned into werecat-like creatures. The first kills of the werecats were understandable, as it was revenge for their friends and their family, but anything after is kind of crazy. But that power came with a curse. Every harvest moon, they have to harvest off of people's lives or they would die and lose their immortality. Now, at this point, after getting revenge, they could have done one of two things. They could have easily waited to the next harvest moon, passed away peacefully after having the revenge and had somewhat of a life, or repeatedly every harvest moon, suck the life out of people and continue to be immortal. Looks like they chose the latter. How long did they do this for? 2 centuries, from 1790 till 1998, which is when I assume the movie takes place, because that's when it came out. They continued to do this, as we see zombies from different eras running around Moonscar Island. Now, I wouldn't call them evil if every zombie was just some bad person that deserved it, but half of the people, if not all they did it to, did not deserve it, except for the pirates, and at best maybe the mobsters that we'll see. Assume they're mobsters. They could be just wearing attire from that time. We're going to talk about the villains. We need to talk about the victims. Some of the victims we hear about or see are spice traders. Some other victims are people from anywhere in the 1920s to 1950s, as best I can guess from their attire. Anything after that is all tourists. Next question would be, how often are these victims taken? Best information I can get from Google and other places is a harvest moon takes place every year or every 3 years or every 5 years. I'm not going to say that's the case here because the amount of victims, zombies we have compared to the years they've been doing it does not add up. They would have to be doing each one of them, I don't know, there's not enough victims there to make sense for them to do it every year or every 3 years. And if I'm wrong here, and if they are doing it every 3 to 5 years or every year, that is a pretty terrible thing to be doing every year. I mean, it's one thing to have a birthday party, but Jesus Christ. Who knows, maybe every harvest moon they tried to fight it but couldn't. They still had to do the X like a werewolf or something. They had no control. But that makes no sense for any other time of the year or every 3 years or whatever. You would think when they go to normal they would be fine. That being said, I'm pretty sure everyone here knows that they're just evil, and it's crazy. I completely understand getting revenge, an eye for an eye, but at some point everyone's gonna go blind, you know? It's crazier to think about the families of the victim who never saw them again. And also another person I didn't mention was Jack. He's just as evil. He wasn't someone who turned by force or anything. He just wanted to do it to have a long life, to live forever. No point do we also see a change of heart or anything. They were planning to do this well long after they got Scooby in the gang. No telling how many people fell victim by chance as well. Not only were there victims who were tourists visiting, there was probably people traveling through that Jock captured and took over there or were tricked into going or whatever. When you have a ferry operator, I mean, what else can you do? Even Ben Ravencraft, who was evil, did not cause any casualties other than his own, even after he tried killing people. Usually with a Scooby-Doo villain, there's some pot of gold, some real estate, some kind of motive for them to do crazy things to get what they want, but this case, it's not there. It doesn't exist. They're just evil people who committed evil acts. It's crazier to think about is they would have never been caught, ever. I mean, people probably knew the stories about Moonscar Island, but no one ever really probably got to tell anybody. They were just nonchalantly just killing people left and right and leaving stuff behind. Bo, the undercover detective, probably would have fell victim to had not been for Scooby and the gang coming along. If Velma and everybody else had not put the pieces together, he probably would have just been another victim. All in all, Simone and Lena are pretty evil people. Comment below what you think. Do you disagree? Was there a character in Scooby-Doo you thought was more evil than them? Thanks for watching.